Hello, my dear students. I am Professor Dr. Kamal Bhattacharya, Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Motherhood University, Roorkee. Today, I will discuss in a little deeply about another aspect of research that will enable you after this lesson and after this short video will understand the overall concept of hypothesis. Like earlier video, different words, terminologies I have discussed. These terminologies are part and parcel of your research work, and you should not be confused, should not have any nonchalant perspective towards the words. You should know what is what. So, hypothesis in research is a very, very important topic, part. It's a part, and it is mandatory, especially for the science stream, practical oriented research. Now, hypothesis will give you the nuances, the edge of culminating your research with a successful interpretation of the research that you are going to do. So, we cannot take a single step in any inquiry unless or until we begin with a suggested explanation, answer, solution of the problem or difficulty which originated your research. Such tentative explanations are suggested to us by something in the subject matter and by our previous knowledge, by means of assumption, by means of deductive and inductive knowledge, by means of academic interpretation. So, hypothesis will give you a knowledge of future success. So, when they are formulated as propositions, they are called hypothesis. Propositions means if A is B and B is C, then A is C, then you have to prove it. Okay, so it's a logical thinking that you have to use by means of your knowledge, study, and experiment. So, thematically, hypothesis will vary from subject to subject, but as a whole, as a matter of definition, you must know the definition. You should know the definition. If we go by the origin of the word hypothesis, it derives from the Greek word hypotithenai, 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 hypotithenai. That means to put under, to put something under, or to suppose, to infer. So the etymological meaning, according to the word that derived from Greek, the root, there are two root words that we get, hypo and thesis. Many of you know that hypo means less. For example, hypothermia, less temperature, hypo, and hyper means more. So hypo means less or tentative, and thesis means statement, statement about solution of a problem. Okay. So the word that means the term hypothesis is a tentative statement about the solution of a problem. Hypothesis offers a solution of the problem to be verified empirically and based on some rationale. Another meaning of the word hypothesis is which is to be verified. Thesis means positions of the variables of variables in the specific frame reference. So it is the presumptive statement of a proposition or a reasonable gaze based upon the available evidence which the researcher seeks to provide through his study. A hypothesis, we can now say, on the basis of the perception and conception, we can say that a hypothesis is a tentative statement about the relationship between two or more variables. A hypothesis is a formal tentative statement of the expected relationship. Remember, expected relationship between two or more variables under study. Hypothesis is considered as an intelligent guess or prediction that gives directional to the researcher to answer the research question. A hypothesis is an assumption about the relations between variables. It is a tentative explanation of the research problem or a guess about the research outcome. Hypothesis or hypothesis. Hypothesis is the plural of hypothesis. Thesis, S-E-S. S-I-S is singular, S-E-S is plural. Are defined as the predictive. How many words you are getting now? Presumption, predictive statement, or explanations capable of being tested by scientific methods that show the relationship between two or more independent to some independent variables in a specific population. Here population does not mean the population of human being. Population means the number of variables. Hypothesis is a specific, testable prediction about what you expect to happen in your study. To be complete, the hypothesis must include three components. variables, population, and relationship between the variables. Okay, so a different famous authority in science, philosophy, and other domains, they have uh, defined hypotheses in their own ways, and that those definitions are standard definitions, and you should know the definitions. I am telling you the definitions so that you can learn it by heart. Number one, Eric Rogers, 1966, he stated, hypotheses are single tentative guess, good hunches assumed for use in devising theory or planning experiments intended to be given in a direct experimental test when possible. So, hypotheses are a single tentative guess. You cannot predict more than one conclusion. You should go for one single prediction. According to Kurlinger in 2002, he said a hypothesis is a conjectural or unproven statement, still not proved, to be proved, unproven statement of the relationship between two or more variables. That is, Kurlinger told. Creswell in 1994, he said, a formal statement, it cannot be informal, remember, a formal statement that presents the expected relationship between an independent and dependent variable. Okay? Guigan in 1998, May Guigan, Guigan, Guigan in 1998 defined hypothesis as a testable statement of potential relationship between two or more valuables. He said valuables because it has some value. Okay, that value will input some result and it will help to prove or outcome some expected results. Okay, so these four statements for you, remember these statements of hypothesis. So what is the importance of hypothesis? A hypothesis which is a provisional formulation, remember it is provisional formulation, plays a significant role in empirical or socio-legal research. Socio-legal means which is related to society and it must be legal. If not only navigates, it not only navigates research in proper direction, but also contributes in testing or suggesting theories and describing social phenomena. So hypothesis is very important, that will guide other researchers and you and your research to a particular direction. It will help you to be focused on a particular direction. Okay, so hypothesis may not be required in all types of research that I told you, and I have been telling these things. The research which are based on fact finding, historical or descriptive research, they do not need hypothesis. Literature, okay, philosophy, political science. Political science, you can say some hypothesis because it is very vibrant. It changes its characteristics and environment, time to time, place to place, man to man. Okay, so generally the soft skills related subjects, they do not need or require hypothesis. Hillway, Hillway, Hillway also said that when fact finding alone is the aim of the study, it's very important, a nice statement. When fact finding alone is the aim of the study, hypothesis is not required. Hypothesis enable the researcher to objectively investigate new areas of discovery. Thus, it provides a powerful tool for advancement of knowledge. They provide tentative explanation of facts and phenomena and can be tested and validated. So, it is research under research. Hypothesis provides link between theories and practical and actual practice. Okay, the amalgamation, proportionate, right amalgamation of theories and practice. It provides a bridge between theory and realities. It is a tentative statement of anticipated result. Beautiful words you are learning, anticipated. Underline these important words, that if you put together these words that I have been telling you since these few minutes, okay, you will come to know the overall conception, the overall gamut of hypothesis. Tomorrow, this video is for tomorrow's class. I would like you to request to collect those words, the magnetic words, the catchy terms that discover, that explore, explain hypothesis as a whole. Okay, so I have uttered many words that will enable you to understand hypothesis in a complete way, in a 360-degree. Okay, so these are the importance of hypothesis. There are a lot of things on hypothesis. The criteria. What are the criteria? Hypothesis is never formulated in the form of questions. Bailey in 1982, Baker in 1989, and Seltris et al. In 1976, and Sarantakos, Sarantakos, Sarantakos in 1998, have pointed out a number of standards to be met in formulating a hypothesis. Remember these standards. What are those standards? Number one, it should be empirically testable, whether it is right or wrong. Empirically testable. Remember this word. It should be specific and precise. It should not be vague. The statement in the hypothesis should not be contradictory. The statement should not be contradictory. It should specify variables between which the relationship is to be established. Specify the variables. It should describe one issue only. A hypothesis can be formed either in descriptive or relational form. A hypothesis can also be formed in the directional, non-directional or null form. It is not that always you have to reach to some conclusion. You have to jump to a conclusion. No. It may have some other thing to prove. Okay. So, this is today's video for you. So, tomorrow I will discuss more of a length of hypothesis, and I will ask you some basic questions, that conceptual questions. You should not mug up anything, you should have a concept. And please remember those terms. I have uttered many words, many terms, many technical words that will describe hypothesis as a whole. Okay. So, until then, good day and keep yourself well.